welcome back to my channel. Today's video is something that I have been working on for quite a while, and I talked about quite a long time ago. I have filmed this video 4 separate times. 3 out of the 4 times the video would not upload. No matter what I did, no matter what camera I used, it would not upload. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was too long. The 4th time I kept getting interrupted by Layla, and it just became a lot of jumping and cutting, so I'm redoing it. Losing what little light I have. I look like a mess. We're gonna go with it. I'm gonna cut this video down and get it done, okay? So, we're talking books. I work in a library. Books are important. The internet is great, but there's always so much information, and you can't always believe what information that you're getting. So I decided to get a bunch of books from the library, bring them home, go through them, read some of them, read bits and pieces, see what I liked, see what I didn't like, and I want to tell you guys about it. It's not like a book review where I read the whole entire thing and I tell you what the book is and really give it a critique. It's more just, this is what I like in this kind of book, this is what I don't like. So if you're the same way as me, maybe you'll find a new book that you're kind of interested in picking up and reading. The last few times I filmed this video, I did each book individually. I'm not going to do that now. I will show each book individually, but I'm not going to do one by one by one. There are 3 categories. Books I didn't like so much, books I kind of liked, and books I really liked. There's 9 total. So I'm going to try and make this go by fast. The first set of books are the ones that I did not like so much. Now, again, I did not read through all of these, like, cover to cover, you know? So don't take, you know, my word for law or whatever. The 3 that I didn't like so much were How to Conceive Naturally and Have a Healthy Pregnancy After 30. I don't know if you could see that. Written by... Oh, also, these are all written by doctors, as far as I know. With the exception of one that is co-written with a doctor. The second one was Making a Baby, Everything You Need to Know to Get Pregnant. And the third one is What to Do When You Can't Get Pregnant. And I actually saw someone on Instagram just pick this one up. If you're watching this video, I know you said you liked it, and I like it too. Just, I dislike it for some reason. So, please keep reading it and tell me what you think. So first off, the main issue I have with these books is going to sound really strange, but it's like a weird quirk I have. I don't know, maybe it's not just me, but it's this paper that they're written on, right? This thin grayish, it's really hard to tell, I guess. This thin gray paper, I don't know, it's just normal book paper, but when I'm reading a book that has a lot of, like, medical information and technical information and all this kind of stuff that I don't really understand, when it's written on this kind of paper, it puts me to sleep like that. Like, I can't. Trying to study for my driver's license is driving me insane because I read it on that gray paper and I get 2 pages in and I'm ready to fall asleep. So all 3 of these books are on, like, actually no, this one isn't. This one's on bright white paper, so this one's better, but these other 2 are on that grayish paper, and it's just, it puts me to sleep. So I can't read this cover to cover. What I do like about them is that there is a lot of information, so I kind of keep them on hand for when I need to look up something specific. Like when I got my HSG, I went through all the books and tabbed all the pages that talk about HSG so I can get different information. Maybe one book had something different. So I do use them that way. I just can't read them cover to cover. They're not bad books, as I've said. They're just, once I didn't really enjoy reading. A lot of like big medical terms and lots and lots and lots of words. Not a whole lot of, gosh, I can barely talk. Not a whole lot of graphs and pictures. I don't know, I'm a very visual person. I need a ton of them. These have some, they're just far and few between. So these were 3 that I wasn't too thrilled about. Again, that doesn't mean you shouldn't read them. These next 2 books I kind of liked. Again, I can't read them cover to cover. I had like a couple of issues, but it was mostly like, again, it's all technical information. The first one is the Fertility Diet, and groundbreaking research reveals natural ways to boost ovulation and improve your chances of getting pregnant. And this next one, I love this cover, it's really cute. It's called Be Fruitful. The Essential Guide to Maximizing Fertility and Giving Birth to a Healthy Child. This one, the only reason why I kind of didn't like it, again, is the paper and not a lot of graphs. And I just have a hard time reading it cover to cover. Other than that, there's a ton of great information on diet in here. I really should read more of this because I don't have the best eating habits. But I like that it's a little smaller. The print's kind of big. There's lots of good graphs in here on different things, nutrition facts, like what to read on it. So I did like this. I just don't like the paper, and it's just kind of thick. I really wish it was smaller and it could just be like, this is a list of foods you should eat. This is a list of foods that you shouldn't eat. But again, they wouldn't be able to sell a book if they did it that way. I also like that there's actually in the back here, if I can find it, meal plans and recipes. So I'm going to tab this and definitely look at it. This one I think everyone should really pick up because what we put into our bodies is really important. I need to focus more on that, and I'm really hoping this book will help. The Be Fruitful I really liked because it's on this bright white paper. It's on bright white paper. There's a lot of good information in here. This is more about integrative medicine. It's a combination of holistic medicine and I don't know, what is it, traditional medicine? I don't know. The only problem I have with this is, again, so much technical information, it made it kind of hard to read. For me, you need to put it in the simplest terms. You need to dumb it down to first grade level because when it comes to anything medical, I'm dumb. I don't understand. So that's the main issue I had with this one was just a lot of information. And for me, like, it's not that I don't believe in like holistic medicine or anything like that. I just I'm a little weary of it because I don't know. A lot of it could just be coincidence. But again, that's me. So it's something I would talk to my doctor. Like, I wouldn't read this book and just go do what it says without talking to my doctor first, which I wouldn't really do with anything. I don't think anybody really does, but I'm not gonna just say, oh, she says to take this vitamin, so I'm gonna take this vitamin. You know, I would still talk to my doctor about it. These next two books fall into the, they fall into the I really like category. This one is the Everything Fertility book, and I love it. It's got a cute little baby on it. I like this one because it dumbs it down. It really, I didn't see if there was like an infertility for dummies, but I wish there was because that's what I need. But this is like that. Now this one again has kind of like that grayish paper, but what I really like about this one is all of the paragraphs are super short. Like, they don't give a whole lot of lead up to the information, you know, an explanation of the information. They're literally just giving you the information, and that's what I need. You know, just tell me right off the bat what it is, what it does, what it means for me or for women in general. So I like that. There's a lot of graphs and drawings in this on different things. I don't do injections, but if I need to, like, it has a really good graph. So I really like this one. I think this one is one that you should pick up. Again, I didn't read this one straight through, but it has so much information in it. The index is really good to follow. And I didn't even see this in the back. Here's a book or a page that you can copy, make a photocopy of, or type up another one of different information for when you go to your doctor or whatever, even just for your own uses. So I'm actually going to copy that into my new binder. This one I absolutely love. This is Plan to Get Pregnant. 10 Steps to Maximize Fertility. I will say also, I just realized, all of the books that I picked out were copyrighted or updated 2010 or later, so it's in the last 6 years. It's really hard to find ones that are like this year or anything like that, but so I wanted to have more up-to-date information. This book is so great. It's 10 steps, and it literally, each chapter is a step in your planning. So step 1, trying for a baby. And what's really great about it is it's question and answer format. So question, how does age affect fertility? And then it gives the answer. So I don't feel like I have to read this all the way through. I'm on that step. I can read the question. If I think it's something I need to know, it will answer the question for me. If I don't, I can just skip it. And it makes it really easy for me to do that. A lot of those other books, you know, I felt like I had to keep reading so that I can understand what the next paragraph or next chapter meant. This also has lots of great sidebars or side graphs, what kind of contraception they're using. So really bright paper, a lot of color that really draws me in. It's just something I really like. And then my favorite part is questionnaire at the end of each step. Everybody loves doing a quiz. If you don't like doing a quiz, there's something wrong with you. Not really, I'm just saying. It gives you, this one has 17 questions. They're yes or no questions. You answer them. The amount of yes answers gives you a point. You add up those points, and it just gives you a little answer on the side on how important it would be for you to talk to your doctor about that specific thing. Each step has the same setup. Each step is question and answer with sidebars and a questionnaire at the end. They talk about stress and exercise. Diet is really good. Step 6, eating to conceive. It's a really important one. I think everybody should read about that one. Just lots and lots of really good information in this book. I recommend this one to anyone who's trying to conceive. Okay, and I'm down to my last 2. So I don't know how long this video is, but I'm down to my last 2. The first one, I can assume a lot of people have read this. This one's very popular. I've actually read this whole thing before, about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. So I haven't really reread it, but I still wanted to include it. The Impatient Woman's Guide to Getting Pregnant by Jean M. Twang, PhD. I don't know if that's how you say her last name. When I did read this, what I remembered about it was, it's very, like, upfront. It's like you're talking to your girlfriend. Well, it has that horrible gray paper, and it's written like a chapter book. It was entertaining to keep reading. You know, it's like I'm sitting here talking to one of you, someone who knows and understands, and I don't have to feel like I'm perfect. And she's been through infertility, she's a doctor, and I really enjoyed reading this one. I wish I could say more about it, but I haven't had a chance to actually read it in the past couple months to talk about specific things, but Impatient Woman's Guide to Getting Pregnant. I know you're impatient. I'm impatient. Pick it up. Give it a try. It was really good in like the 2-week wait for me to read this, and I really enjoyed it. The last book is actually my favorite book I don't know, my first or second favorite book out of all of the TTC books I have here, and it's not actually written for us. And what I mean by that is it's written for the male partner, or not technically male partner, I guess, but mostly for the male partner. It's What He Can Expect When She's Not Expecting by Mark Sadeka. Now, he is not a doctor. However, he wrote this with his fertility doctor, Dr. Gregory Rosen. Mark Sadeka and his wife went through, I don't know, the whole gamut. They ran through the whole gamut of infertility. And in this book, he writes it for the husbands, or the men. I'm gonna just say husbands. He writes it for them in men's terms, in men's language, the way, you know, the way that they have that back and forth. He's upfront about it. And then, you know, there's follow-up with Dr. Rosen. Dr. Rosen read through everything he said, made additives or whatever, you know, and it's just it was really interesting for me to read as the woman. And I tried to get Jimmy to read it, and he wouldn't do it. He's not like a book person, and he doesn't feel like he needs it, blah, blah, blah. But I'm still working on it, because I think it's very important. The most important thing about this book is actually on the cover: how to support your wife, save your marriage, and conquer infertility. That's exactly what he does in this book. No matter how much it's for the men, at the end of, like, almost the end of every paragraph, he's just reiterates how important it is for them to support us and realize we are probably going through 1,000,000 times more than they are, and that the best thing they can do for us is to be supportive. And I think it's really important for the partners to understand that, because a lot of the times we're hormonal, we're sad, we're anxious, we're stressed out, and they look at us like we're insane. And if you're on hormone medications and you get nuts and you get worse, it's just not a fun time. He says right up front, like, girl's gonna be crazy, but you have to accept the crazy and deal with it and just be supportive. I only read through like the first couple chapters of this, but again, it was really fun for me to read. I have kind of like a man's, I don't know, like sense of humor. Here's a fun little page: 10 things not to say to your fertility challenged wife. Every man should read this list. Type it up if you can't get this book. It's just really, it's funny, really, but it's serious at the same time. I also really like this one. It goes through all of the types of procedures and what the woman had to go through and what the man had to go through during that procedure. And I think literally the men's role is always jerking off in a cup. And he literally says jerked off in a cup. So I just think that's funny. Love this book. I actually got this, again, I got this from the library, but I saw it on Amazon for like $2 and some change. It's perfect. So I don't know how long this video is, but I hope it's not too long. To end it, I'm going to say, check your library. If you have a free library near you in your city, go look and see what they have. If they have any of these books, I suggest even the ones that I didn't like so much, pick them up. You'll probably like them. You might not be the way I am. You know, read the information. I don't like looking up information for this stuff on the internet. You never know which website you could trust, and you hear a lot of horror stories. These books give you just the facts. It's not a whole lot of women who are saying, this is what I went through, and it ended in a miscarriage every time, and blah, blah, blah. That can be overwhelming. It can be scary. These books make it a lot calmer and less stressful. If you can't, if you don't have a free library near you or anything like that, again, check Amazon, check thrift stores. There are lots of these types of books in thrift stores or flea markets. Try the online groups, you know, Instagram, YouTube. If you have a book that you've read and you don't want it anymore, pass it along to a TTC sister, because I really think books are way better for information when they're written by a doctor than the internet. And you know, if you don't have Wi-Fi, or you know, you're at work or you're riding to or from work on the train or on the bus, you know, you can bring this book with you and you can look up what's going on. I just think that they're really good for all the husbands or whatnot. I seriously suggest this one. I love this book. I want to keep reading it, actually. It made me laugh, and it's very good information. Trying to get your partners to read it. It's just so important, and I'm blabbing on. I'm making this video a lot longer than it needs to be. I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up, I guess, if you did. I don't know, people are asking for that. I really just want you guys to talk to me, so comment, message, hit me up on Instagram, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you have an infertility book that you have read and you really liked or really didn't like, put it down below, comment, and let me know, because I'll try and find it in my library, and I'll look and I'll check it out. And if I can't find it, maybe I'll get it on Amazon or something. It was really hard to find like fertility books at my library just because there's so many in the system. So these were just the ones I could find. Give me a recommendation, and thanks for watching. Bye.